What if you were told that the entire future of a species now rests on the shoulders of just two elderly females, and a scientific breakthrough that has never been attempted before? Picture a creature that has walked the earth for millions of years, a giant, armored and gentle with a horn that became its curse. The northern white rhino. Just decades ago, thousands of them roamed Central Africa. Their deep, guttural calls echoed across the savanna. They were living relics, survivors from another age. But today, if you want to see one, you have to go to a heavily guarded conservancy in Kenya. And there, you will meet only two. Najin and Fatu, a mother and her daughter, the last of their kind. They are the end of a line that stretches back to the Ice Age. Or are they? Because a small group of scientists is now attempting the impossible. They are not just trying to save the northern white rhino. They are trying to resurrect it. To understand the sheer scale of this challenge, we have to go back to where it all went wrong. The northern white rhino's story is a perfect storm of human failure. For centuries, they thrived in a belt across Uganda, Chad, Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. They were a keystone species, shaping the landscape as they grazed. But the 20th century brought two relentless forces: political instability and the insatiable demand for rhino horn. Poaching became industrialized. Civil wars made conservation impossible. One by one, their strongholds fell. By the 1980s, their numbers had plummeted from over 2,000 to just 15. A last-ditch effort captured these remaining animals and moved them to zoos, hoping a captive breeding program could pull them back. But it was too little, too late. The genetic pool was too shallow. The animals were too stressed. They simply stopped reproducing. The world watched, almost in slow motion, as the northern white rhino slipped into what biologists call a functional extinction. The last male, a gentle giant named Sudan, died in 2018. His death was mourned worldwide. It felt like an obituary for an entire species. The case seemed closed, but just as the door was shutting, a new one was being forced open in a laboratory in Italy. This is where the story shifts from one of loss to one of almost science fiction level ambition. The project is called BioRescue, an international consortium of geneticists and conservationists. Their plan is as simple as it is audacious. Create new northern white rhino embryos in a lab using stored genetic material and implant them into surrogate southern white rhino mothers. It's a de-extinction project playing out in real time. The first phase was a race against the biological clock. Before the last males died, scientists managed to harvest and cryogenically freeze sperm from Sudan and 3 other males. On the female side, they have the eggs from Najin and Fatu. But harvesting eggs from a 2-ton rhino is a delicate, dangerous procedure. The team had to develop entirely new veterinary techniques. The animals are placed under general anesthesia for hours while vets, guided by ultrasound, carefully extract the tiny oocytes from their ovaries. Every successful harvest is a victory. Then, in the lab, the real magic happens. The eggs are flown to a specialized facility in Italy where they are matured and then fertilized with the thawed sperm. The result? A tiny, microscopic northern white rhino embryo. As of now, they have created over 30 of these precious embryos. They are the most valuable frozen cells on the planet. Each one is a potential new life, a spark of hope preserved in liquid nitrogen, but creating an embryo is one thing. Bringing a baby rhino to term is another challenge entirely. This is phase 2. the search for a mother. Since Najin and Fatu are too old and frail to carry a pregnancy, the team must rely on surrogates from the southern white rhino subspecies. This has never been done before. The team had to first prove that a southern white rhino could successfully carry a northern white rhino calf. They practiced the entire implantation process using southern white rhino embryos. In a major milestone in 2023, they announced the world's first successful pregnancy of a southern white rhino from an implanted lab-created embryo. It was a proof of concept. The blueprint works. The next step, the ultimate step, is to repeat the process with a northern white rhino embryo. The team has selected potential surrogate mothers and is meticulously monitoring their cycles, waiting for the perfect moment to attempt the historic transfer. If it works, the world could witness the birth of a northern white rhino calf for the first time in decades. But this isn't just about one birth. The goal is to create a herd. A self-sustaining population with enough genetic diversity to one day be reintroduced to the wild. To achieve that, the project is pushing into even more futuristic territory. They are exploring stem cell technology, trying to create sex cells, sperm and eggs, from frozen skin cells of long-dead northern white rhinos stored in biobanks. This could potentially add lost genetic lines back into the population, preventing inbreeding. It's a multi-generational plan that will take decades. The scientists working on this know they may not live to see a herd of northern white rhinos roaming free again. They are planting a forest whose shade they will never sit in. So where does this leave us? With Najin and Fatu, the two living reminders of what we almost lost. They are the bridge between a past we failed and a future we are desperately trying to build. Their existence is a paradox. They represent both the tragedy of extinction and the pinnacle of human ingenuity and remorse. This story is no longer just about a rhino. It's a test case for the entire concept of de-extinction. It forces us to ask difficult questions. Is it right to spend millions of dollars and immense scientific effort to bring back one species when so many others are still slipping away? Or is this our moral duty, a way to correct one of our most profound mistakes? The northern white rhino has become a global symbol, a symbol of human greed that pushed it to the brink and of human perseverance that is refusing to let it go. The outcome is still uncertain, but the very attempt is a powerful message. That extinction, once considered forever, might now have an asterisk next to it. If a species can be brought back from a handful of frozen cells, which lost animal would you want to see walk the earth again? Share your choice in the comments, and subscribe to Rare Species for more stories from the frontier of conservation.